Good evening, everyone. I believe we all have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day. So basically, this is the beginning of the class of the boot camp. And as we all know, this boot camp is going to be 3 months, more than 3 months actually. It's going to spend for uh, 14 weeks, more than 14 weeks, like me say 14, 15 weeks, according to the curriculum. So, and this is the beginning of it. And one thing is very certain that majority of people know is that foundations matters. And for the next, for today's class, next class, and for the next 2, 3 class is going to majorly based on the foundation. And you don't want to miss this foundation. You don't want to miss this opportunity of you having the full understanding of the foundation before we get to into some deep stuff, right? So without wasting of our time, for those that are going to be joining later, they can watch the recording. So because we are going to make the recording of the class available, but there's a clause to the recording though, which I'm going to be discussing, which I'm going to be mentioning and explain the clause later, and why why we have to add the clause to it. So I myself, Olayemi Olusegun Awufe, and my colleague Paul, and my other colleague Olajide, we will be the host and will be the facilitator for this program. And as we all know, this program covers several aspects of analysis. What are the skills that we need to have and to thrive in data analysis space, in the data analysis field? Is it that maybe you want to use it for your personal use, or you want to have the skills so you can utilize it, or you can add it to your skill set. So by the end of the your NYSC program, or by the end of whatsoever program that you are currently running, you can have something to fall back on as skills that is marketable even before the end of it. And fun fact, I would like to start with a story. I I was it's not that I know how to do all these things right from birth. I don't even know how to do all these things last 4 years. So it's a skills that I built over the years. So and that's for me, and for Paul as well. For those that joined the pivot class, Paul mentioned something that is very, very important. He explained and he talked about his story, how he was able to join the tech space, how he was able to learn some other things, and the story is actually in line with the main reason why we are setting up this boot camp, because Paul have the opportunity that many Nigerian graduates don't have, which is the opportunity of mentorship and training like this. So and conversation between me and Paul, we had a conversation that leads us to this main program. The reason why I'm giving us this information is for us to know why this program is exist in the first place, or why we started this program in the first place, or why uh, we have it in mind that, oh, by the time that we are settled and all these things, we should organize this kind of program. It's because of this all this reason why I stated earlier. So because of that, I will quickly share my screen so we can start the class properly. So for those that are on call, I don't know if you can unmute, and just a quick question. How are you feeling today? Are you good? And are you happy to are you happy to be joining the class today and be part of this great opportunity?
Yeah, everything that is doing, let's say, learning part alone. I look forward to a lot of things. Thank you very much for having me.
I think your network is yeah. So is there anybody else? How are you feeling today? Are you feeling good? How how happy are you that you are part of this great opportunity? So without wasting of our time, so like for those that are just joining, there's a recording version of this class, and for all the subsequent class that we are going to be having for this program, just like we mentioned. So I will start the program, the class properly. And before that, I think along the line, my other colleagues are going to be joining this class just to introduce the instructors and all. So let me quickly share my screen. I will not really dwell so much on it because of our time. So I will not really dwell so much on it because of our time, and it's just kind of like a repetition of what we've done, what we did in the last class. So in the last week, Friday, the pivot section. So we dive into what you need to know as a data analyst. What are the skills? What are the essential skills? What are the basic data analysis essential? So that's what we look into in the last class. I don't want to call it the last class. Is in the pivot texting class. So basically this is the first of the class. So I don't want to confuse anybody. So and I did introduction of the instructor and he talked to us as well. So and one of our instructor is Paul, and Paul is a data analyst, is a business data analyst. Paul is more than that actually. Paul is someone that is so talented and so skillful in what he's doing. Paul is an MBA student currently running his MBA, and Paul is a pool of knowledge, and he's going to be sharing a lot with us. So and for me as well, I Amalayemi. That's a very good information about me. And for those that know me personally, and for those that don't know me, and yeah, this is the beginning of our relationship. And apart from this program, I we always love to mentor anybody, even after this program. So that's one thing about me. So I'm a I'm a natural trainer. I've trained a lot. I've talked in several tech conference. I, last 2 months, I was in Microsoft Office just to teach about a very important tech, um, a very important topic in data analysis related to Power BI and CI/CD pipeline and all. So that's basically about me. So then we look into the different roles that we have in the data feed. The reason why I'm trying to just to take my time is because of I've actually explained deep. I've actually took my time to explain and go deep into all these things in our pivot class. So we will not really spend or really waste much of our time on it. It's something that along the line we are still going to be hearing, and we are still going to be having full understanding of what all these things are. So, like I mentioned in the last in the pivots texting class, so I said we have data engineer. So data engineer, think about data engineer and as someone that makes things running, someone that help things to work, someone that build things like think about your plumber, the electrician in the building, someone that cover things, someone that make things run. So they are data engineers. So they are very important in the data field. Then we have data scientists, We have machine learning engineer. Those are the people that are fine-tuning the AI that we are using, and that's majority of us will be familiar with. Then we have data analysis, which is the main which is why we are here to learn data analysis. Data analysis is like a is not even like is the main foundation of anything that is related to data. So then we have business intelligence development. So the business intelligence development and data analysis, they are overlap. It's like it's even in the same thing actually. If you are a data analyst, you have to know business intelligence very well. Then we have financial analyst. It's more of like a data analysis as well. So basically that's it without taking much of our time. So, and what does a business or data analysis really do? Is a question that I asked in the pivot texting class. I would like to ask that question again today. So, if you know or if you think you have answers to this question, you can you can quickly unmute and say it. I would love uh, to hear from us to know to measure our knowledge and yeah. So if you, what do you understand? What does a business or data analysis really do? What do you think they do at their day-to-day activities, at the day-to-day work? What do you think they do?
Hello everyone.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I want to greet you all. It's nice to be in this system in this group. I'm happy to be here. So, what I understand by the word data analyst is someone. The analyst is this person that carries out the analysis. So, what are we saying if we try to explain the element of the word data analyst? Taking data, the first word means facts, figures, informations. I said informations, info. So if now the data is representing figures now, the person that analyze, break down, draw insights from these figures is the person they call the analyst. So you draw insights, you break down, you collect details on a set of figures, values. So
That's
this is
that's
understand.
awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. It's basically explain it, although it's not so broad, but it's explain it. And I don't. I myself, I don't even expect that we will answer. I just yeah. So it's a very good one, and I think I have the answer to the question I'm trying to ask by throwing that question into to us. So let me just move into my next slide. So the next slide basically explain what a business or data analyst really do. So there is a similar between a data analyst and a business analyst, and the key benefactor between the two roles is what they do with the data. So they both work with data. You can be a business analyst and do everything that a data analyst will do. You can be a data analyst and do everything that a business analyst will do. It's just a title, basically. It's just a title. You get, although one might be more technical and one might be not so much technical. One might be deep into into business, and one might not be deep into a business, but they still use data. They still use the same tool. Although there are some tools that are not that are kind of like different, but they still use the same tool. So if you like now, as you are in now for data analysis training, so you can work in a company as a business analyst. Even fun fact, where I'm currently working, I'm working as a I'm working in a in three different places actually right now. So, but one of it is I'm working as a business data analyst for yeah. So it's and you don't have to even be a tech company. So where I'm working as a business data analyst is a publisher, is a book publishing company. So for you to have uh for you to have an idea of how to also you can work in different places. You can work in anywhere actually. It's not that's not just a normal word that you throw around in school that oh if you study this you can work anywhere. But this is actually a same thing as well that if you master this, you can literally work anywhere. You can work in Earth, you can work in anywhere actually. Yeah, in as far as they do they work, in as far as they transact. Once you are transacting, then you have data. You get once you are transacting, then you have data. Even people that work in the media, they do data. So a business analyst is closer to business in a specialized interpreting the data that comes from the visualization. What I'm trying to pass to us here is that a business analyst person, if you say, "Oh, I'm a business analyst," or your role is a business analyst in the company, uh, you must have a full knowledge or a full background of of that company. Let's say you study, uh, mm, let's say you study agric right now. Say, let's say you study agric extension or something similar to that. So, and you are working in you are working in farm or you are working in a company that what they do is basically food related. So you might work as a business analyst there because you understand, you have the background, or maybe you study something related to X. So you might be a business data, you might be a business data analyst in that tech in that X sector because you have full understanding of the business. So you by by yourself, you know things that are right and wrong. You can fully and easily explain what the data is trying to say. Then they majorly use visualization to interpret this data. So for the data analysis, there are data analysis process. So, and without taking much of our time, I'll just brush through it. So, what data analysis is all about is that we identify a problem. So, after identifying a problem, and to identify this problem, you might went through several meetings with the stakeholders, people that needs this thing, people that think, oh, there's a problem here, there's a problem here that the analyst needs to solve, or even without them pointing it to you that you need to solve it. So you notice that there are some things that needs to be solved. Then you bring it up. After bringing it up, you now you try to get all the data that you can get for that particular uh that can help you on that project. Then majority of the time, data comes dirty. I know that for the fun fact that we might be having this, we might be asking ourselves this question or have it in mind to ask this question that what is cleaning or what is dirty data? What do you mean by dirty? Data can be very dirty. Human being can be so funny. Think about like you send out a form. Oh yeah, let me use our project when we are in school during our final year project and all those things. So, we do some questionnaire. If you do it right, you have to take your questionnaire to the street. People need to fill some things. So, if you really do it the way, we are Nigerians. So, you will know that people can be so funny when it comes to data. You ask them some question, what they will answer you is another thing, and so other things. And even not using that as an example, uh, there might be a computer error, there might be human error in imputing data, the collection of data. So this data needs to be cleaned. What I mean by clean is that this data needs to be in a form that it can be useful for the analysis that you need it for. Then you need to transform this data. you need to transform this data. I like to use this analogy very well. Think of it like, okay, this you have this data that you have the first name, last name of someone in that data. But you want to do your analysis by name. You want to do your analysis by name. You don't have to do your analysis by first name and do your analysis by last name. You want to join this last name and the first name and second name. You want to join it together. So by bringing the first name and last name together, then you have full name. So doing analysis by okay, full name by this thing, make it make sense. You get it makes it make sense. So this is what we refer to as transforming. Transforming is more than that. I don't really like um I don't really like theory. I like it when, as we are doing it, we are practicing, we are getting our hands dirty. What I mean by getting our hands dirty is that we are doing it as I'm talking about it. So, but for the sake of those that didn't join the pivot class, so that's why I quickly want to brush us through this. So that's what we do. And at the same time, we model this data to discover meaningful information. So after modeling this data, after having all the things that we need to do on the data, then we make sure that this data is the way we want it to be, then we analyze it. Then we craft out the story through reports. Sometimes we do reports, sometimes we do dashboard, sometimes we just do some ad hoc, just give answer to a particular problem. So that's basically it. So if you have any question before we move to the next slide, uh, quickly ask your question before I go deep into the component of analytics. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? So, okay, that means we all have understanding of what I'm talking about, and we are getting it right. So, in the absence of question, that's what that is trying to say. So then we have different components of analytics. We have descriptive, we have diagnostics, we have predictive, we have prescriptive, and we have cognitives. So I'll quickly just run us through it. So descriptive analytics is you trying to answer a question about what has happened based on an historic data. What did I mean by that? Think about every time that you ask someone what happened, like what happened. What you are trying to know is that you are trying to get information of what has happened. You're trying to analyze it. You're trying to say, oh, okay, what happened that time? So what you are trying to do is analysis. Actually, you are doing analysis by doing that. So, but the type of analytics that you are doing is descriptive analytics. So you are asking question of what happened based on historical data. So now think about you asking someone what happened, but in this case you have data, and you are asking you inside that you are using that data to answer the question what happened. So that's just it. Uh, it's myself. Okay. Yeah. So descriptive analysis techniques summarize large semantic model to describe the outcome to the stakeholders. What did I mean by semantic model? Semantic model is basically, in a very layman term, the semantic model. What I mean by semantic model is data. So I'm referring to data. Semantic model means data. So even if in all this, everything that you learn today, you have this at the back of your mind that semantic model. If someone say maybe the technical people they are saying, oh, I need the semantic, I need to work on large semantic model. What they are trying to say is that they are working on a large data set. So that's that. Then we have what we call diagnostics analytics. So think about it. You are trying to diagnose. You are trying to answer or to answer the question about why an event happened. So you're trying to do some diagnostics. So diagnostics analytics techniques. is a supplement based on based on descriptive analytics actually. So it's after when you've done your descriptive analysis, you've checked what had happened in the past. So then you can now ask the question of why that happened. So think about it that every time that you ask someone that why, what you are doing already is that you are doing diagnostics analytics. So you can see how this skill you can see how these skills are interwoven or is part of what we've been already doing. We are already doing based on our day-to-day activities actually. So diagnosis analysis, descriptive analysis is what we've already doing. So maybe someone say we are looking at what has happened many times, most of the time we we make a decision based on what has happened to us in the past. So we don't want that thing to happen again. So you are trying to prevent what has happened in the past. So you're asking someone that where have you been? Where are you? If you're asking someone where are you, that's actually you saying, oh, you want to get to know the person. Then if you now say why are you there? Now that means now you are trying to do diagnostics analytics of that particular event, so now relate this to data. So you're saying, oh, in the month of August, because you've collected all the data throughout this year. So you say, oh, in the month of July, we have this peak sales in the book, in book. Let's say a company that sells book. So because in the month of July, we sell more book than for last 4 months. You get. So maybe that's you doing descriptive analytics. So diagnosis analysis is now saying why do we sell more than last 4 months combined. So maybe by going deep into it, we can check the demography of people that are buying it. Oh, demography of people that are buying it are students. Oh, let's say okay, the school is about to resume, or they are in holiday, or they want to do work, or they want to do this thing. You get right. So those are that's you trying to know why something happened. Or let's say there's something that is trending, so you want to know why is this thing trending? Oh, this what caused the trend, the event that happened. So majorly we they use diagnosis analysis to identify anomalies in data. What do I mean by anomalies? Is there anybody in the class uh that can explain what anomaly mean, or what do you understand by the word anomalies? Anomalies.
Well, I'm not sure, but I feel like anomalies should be when the data is supposed to go in a particular sequence and something is not falling in place. Like uh, when we're supposed to have a sequence of one and there's a zero in between, like we have one, then zero, one. Uh, the zero in between should probably be the whatever I just called it.
Yeah, thank you. Let's say okay, uh, we know how much that we get at the end of every month in revenue. So let's say since the existence of the business, we only at the end of every month, our highest sales, our highest revenue is 1.7 million naira at from the beginning of the business throughout all the years of the business. The highest monthly sales is 1.7. But for a particular month, maybe July, after we've done our descriptive analysis, we realize that uh there is we for the month of July, we our revenue go up to like 10.5 million. So that's not in line with what we normally get at the end of every month. So without looking into the data, why do we have that such? why that's our revenue just skyrocketed. So to do that, we are going to ask why that event happened. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to look into the data and check, oh, why this thing happened? Why do we have that increase? So by looking into the data, you now discover that there is a particular company that ordered for many books, maybe because they want to open a new branch, or we did some adverts. We did an advert. We place our banner in a particular area, so a lot of people see it. So, and because they can see the banner is so confusing and all, so many people come to our business and buy a lot of things. So because of the particular time and all those things, or maybe a particular company come and buy huge amount of quantity of our books. So that's why we have the increase. So by doing that, you've identified the anomalies. So the big company that comes is the anomalies this time around. So at the same time, let me use our bank account as an example. Do you know that if you are your normal bank account, maybe the highest that you've received, the highest money that you receive is, let me say, 2 million naira, but someone just sent you 100 million naira. Do you know that before in the next 5 minutes, your bank is going to, is that they call you or they lock your account? Is that they call you or they lock your account? So they use it to detect fraud, because in that case is anomaly. It's something that is not is not usual. It's unusual things. So we use this diagnosis analytics to discover that. So then let me go to the next slide. So the next slide is predictive analytics. So what this thing is trying to say is that it answer the question what will happen in the futures. So let's say maybe someone is telling you that this thing will happen tomorrow, or Chelsea is going to beat Mayu, or Mayu is going to beat Chelsea. You get that person, what that person is trying to do. Maybe the person have data to back it up. Maybe the person have run some predictive analytics on it, or okay, the one that we are all familiar with is weather. So your phone, or there's a weather this forecaster and all those things. What at the back end of it, what they are using is predictive analytics. So they are trying to collect all the data of what has happened in the past, the rain, this thing, the rainfall, and all those things. I think Paul did something similar to that for his company. So the rain amount, the rain pattern, and all those things. So they now use that to predict what will happen, maybe for the next 1 hour, for the next 24 hours, for what will happen tomorrow, next year, and all those things. So it's actually what has happened in the past that keep repeating itself. If you notice that the rain is falling today, like this, there's a high possibility that in the last maybe 3 years, on this particular day, the rain fell like this. It's what has happened in the data that keep repeating itself. That's the belief. So that's the prediction. That's you trying to use the data, the historical data, to predict or to identify trends of what is happening. So that will likely to reoccur. Any question on that? Any question on that? Is predictive analytics clear enough? Okay, so in the absence of a question, let me move on to the next one. So we have prescriptive analytics. So is this prescriptive analysis you trying to prescribe solution to maybe there's a program or there's a something that you discover in your data. So you are trying to prescribe solution. You are trying to tell them that, oh, this is what we should do, this is the next move, this is what we should do to prevent this, to prevent this, and to prevent this. So it helps you to answer question which action should be taken to achieve something or to do something. So then we have cognitive analytics. So this is we can have this, we can split this into two. So cognitive analytics can work with by with we can say, oh, AI is cognitive analytics. It's actually cognitive analytics that AI is doing. Then we can say ourselves as well. Maybe we've worked with a particular data so much that we understand what the data is talking about. So by not even doing any analysis, if something is happened, we say, oh, this is likelihood that this thing is going to happen as well. So that's all doing cognitive analytics. Let me move on to the next one. So the common tool, like I said, in the pivots class, the common tool is going to be the Excel for this program, then SQL, Power BI, and Canva for report writing. Basically, that's it. That's the end of my presentation. So I will quickly now get our hands. Literally, I don't like talk. Enough of my tech talk. I will ask us if we have any question before we move to the main business of the day, the tool that we are going to be starting with for this program. Any question at all? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Are we together, please?
Yes, we are. We are together.
Okay, so we don't have any question. Let me just move straight into the tool. So just like I said, we have understanding of what data analysis is all about. So, but what are the tools that data analysis use? Because we can't just be talking about what data analysis is all about without us learning about the tools and using the tools to analyze data actually. So there is difference between learning a tool and using that tool for what you are learning it for. Excel can many people use Excel, accountants use Excel. Excel is very broad, but data analysis use Excel. So you are not just learning Excel, you are learning Excel and you are learning Excel for data analysis use case. So that's about that. I think someone is trying to join the class. So that's that about that for now. So this is my Excel. So if you have your Excel on your laptop, you can open it. So if you don't have your Excel on your laptop, maybe you don't have any Excel on your laptop, after this meeting, after this class, you can DM me on WhatsApp. So I'm going to share you a link where of how you can download Excel on your laptop. Yeah, of how you can download Excel on your laptop. Although it might be 2019 Excel, but it still works perfectly fine. My own Excel is 2025, although I'm paying for it actually. I'm paying for Microsoft because that's why I'm able to do this class and do the recording and all those things. So to give us better experience. So that's it. But the interface will be familiar, right? When you click on and when you open your Excel, so what you are going to be seeing here, you are going to be seeing home, and under home you will see you'll be seeing to create new blank workspace to um, welcome to Excel. Take a tour. You can see the formula tutorial and some other things. You can see pivot table tutorial. You see this two tutorial, please utilize it. I am not I've trained a lot. I have a lot of students I train, even at my place of work. I still work with company that is just an edutech, and majorly they are based in UK. So I train. That's part of my day-to-day activities. So I train a lot. So I'm not that kind of trainer or an instructor that will be holding information or that will say, oh, don't do this because you don't want them to learn more. Please, I want you to learn more. I want you to even go deep into this. I want you to take an extra an extra curriculum activities, an extra stuff, an extra learning, and a deep learning into whatever that we more than what um I will be explaining or the other instructor will be explaining as well. So utilize this formula tutorial, utilize this pivot table tutorial, take it, use it to your own advantage. So under the home ribbon, under the home tab, you are going to see more template. There are many templates that you can learn from on Excel. So there are many templates that you can learn on from Excel. So we have the likes of um, planning, all those things. So there are things that you can actually utilize. So and so on and so forth. Then let me quickly go back to yeah. So and under that, still on the home, so you're going to see some other Excel that you've opened on your laptop before. So that's that about that for now. Then under new, maybe, yeah, under new, you are going to see the blank workspace and the template as well. So maybe you want to open a file that is already on your laptop. So you want to open it from your Excel, you can do it under open. So we even have what we call accounts. So maybe you are subscribing, maybe you do you have subscription for Excel, or you subscribe to Microsoft 365 just like I did. You can see your accounts here, you can see all other things that you can use actually here. Then we have option. So other that option, that's where you can do some other basic, some other advanced stuff actually, more than basic. So you can see the general stuff. Let me quickly try to do an introduction to the interface of Excel interface. So we have understanding of how it all works. So we have here you can see some other things that you can toggle on or some other things that you can toggle on or toggle off and so on. So you can set a lot of can do a lot of settings actually. Yeah. So then under formulas, you can do many other things here. Proofreading, save language that you want your this thing to be. You can save it. You can add more other languages and so on and so forth. So let me quickly cancel this. I'll go back to uh, where we are before. So let me go back to okay. So yeah. So where we are before is actually on option. So I'll quickly open a new workbook. So if you have any question or if I'm too fast, please just let me know. Let me know if I'm too fast. Call my attention to it. So because I want to try as much as possible to give us the best experience. So and yeah, so call my attention to it if I'm kind of like too fast. So let me quickly yeah. So on your
Please, I have
Excel,
a question.
okay.
For those of us that don't have any idea, any knowledge on Excel, just slow down a little bit for us. Somebody like me now, I'm very, very new to it. I don't know anything about Excel.
Okay, okay, no problem. That's why we are actually to do the training. It's just it's
Okay.
just yeah, thank you. I noted. I'll try all my possible best to go as low as anything so we can all benefit from this, no matter how our technicality, how strong our technical expertise is, no matter how our expertise and how technical we are. So I think all still have we all have understanding of the file tab. Then let me quickly go to the main interface, which is the home. Let me go back to yeah. So the main interface. So I will be doing something right now. I'll be doing something right now. So yeah. So when you open your Excel file, you're going to see something similar to this. You are going to see home, you are going to see insert, you are going to see draw, you are going to see page layout, you are going to see formula, data, and so on. So you might not see something, you might see some other things here that you will not see on yours, on your own Excel. Don't worry about it. Like I said earlier, I'm a Microsoft developer. Yeah, I forgot that. So I'm a Microsoft developer. So there are some things that my accounts will have that many other people will not have actually. So don't worry about it. If you most of those things is not what you actually need for now. So yeah. So quickly, I want to introduce us to the interface of Excel, how Excel works, what are the things that you need to click and so on. What are the things that everything that you can see on Excel, what are the things that they are doing? What are the things that if we use them, what is the end goal of a particular click if you click anything on Excel? So sorry, please. So on the home tab, so if you notice something, I've been mentioning tab since morning. You'll be like, what do you mean by tab? So at the top right here, this is Excel. So this is you saying, oh, you want to do auto save. This is you doing save actually. This is you going back to all these things. So worry less about what is up here actually. So, but what is up here is what we'll be going deep into right now. So let me quickly bring in my layout. Is it layout? I think it's alternate. It's coming. I want to circle. Okay, it's coming. It's coming up. Okay. So I want to do a little circle. Okay. So if you notice very well, you see everything that you can see here, this place that I'm circling, right? So this is what we call what? This is what we call tab in Excel. This is what we call tab in Excel. Anything that you can see here is what we call what? Is what we call tab in Excel. So all these things that you can see now is tab. Call it what? We call it tab in Excel. So they are tab in Excel. So then let me off this. My annotation. Yeah.
So, sorry, please can I talk?
Yeah. You can continue, please.
Please, can you please use the cursor and show us the
Oh,
place that you're talking about?
I think I tried to cover. I tried to circle it right now. So I'm coming. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work. Just give me a minute. Let me try and see to it. Coming, please. Minimize this. No. Something is happening. I'm trying to accept this person. Okay, a quick one. I'm coming. Let me try and express. Coming, please. I want to troubleshoot my network. Okay, so I believe you can still hear me, right? So please, if you can hear me, quick, kindly confirm that you can hear me and you can still see my screen.
Sure, we can hear you.
Yes. We can.
Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. You see this home, you see this home, this insert, this page layout, this formula, everything that you can see here. All this home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas. This is what we refer to as tab in Excel. This is tab in Excel, Acrobat, PowerPoint, Power Pivot. This is what we call tab in Excel. So under each tab, there's what we call ribbon. What did I mean by ribbon? I mean ribbon like this. So some people call it ribbon, anyhow you want to call it. So under each tab, this is home tab. This is, if I click on insert, this is insert tab. If I click on draw, this is draw tab. If I click on page layout, this is page layout. Do you get what I'm referring to as tab now?
Yes.
Okay. So now this is tab. I'm under home tab, and like I said earlier, there is every tab has its own. There's ribbon for each tab. So everything that you can see under this home tab, we call it ribbon. Actually, these are ribbon. You see, it look like ribbon, right? It's just everything just there, just jump out that. So and all the things that you can see here, they are useful. They have what they are doing actually. They have their own usefulness. They are not just there for being their sake, or just like their name. They are not just there as a ribbon. Actually, they are there for a particular reason. So let's say you copy something and you want to paste it. You can use button, just like I use paste button now. So the last thing that I copied actually is our meeting link. And immediately I click on this paste, you see it pasted here. You see, it pastes it here. So I can actually just say, okay, I want to right click on it and say, I want to delete the cell. So I can say, I want to delete the cell, and I deleted it, what I pasted. So you can paste it in any different way you want to paste it. There are space special. There are very different type of pasting actually, which we are going to still have idea of what I'm talking about. So like I said earlier, when I paste something the other time, so I can cut it actually. If I click on cut, it's going to cut that thing. You get. If I want to paste it or put it in another place, I can put it in another place actually. So that's how most of this thing works. Then maybe this one is your copy library. Then the next thing is maybe you have something that let's say, okay, I want to do something. Let's say assist. Okay, this is assist. And here assist is big, but I have another assist here. So assist. I have another assist here. But I want to make this assist to be this big. This other assist to be this big. So all I have to do is I can click on this and come and paste this assist on this, and it will copy the where this assist is big, and it copy on this second assist. So we call it what? Format painter. Call it format painter. Does that make sense?
Can you come again, please?
So we call it format painter. Format. The normal format. I mean format like this. Painter. Normal painter. We call it what? Format painter. So their work is that, okay, let's say this format painter, I say it is, okay, we put it red. Then we have another format painter here, format. Let me just put it in the format. Then I want to, this format, I want it to have this color. Instead of me having to say, okay, I click on it, then I was looking for the color. I can quickly click on this and click on the format painter and bring it on top of this and put it there. Once I click on that one, it's going to change the format of, it's going to copy the format of the other one and put it on the second, on the next one that I clicked on. Does that make sense?
Very well.
Yeah. So we call it format painter. So then next thing that I want to talk to us, this is just one ribbon under home tab. So there is another thing, there's another if you notice something, you notice that there's segment to it, there's section to it. This is under clipboard, this is font, this is alignment, this is number, this is style, this is cell, this is editing, sensitivity, this is add in, this is Adobe Acrobat. So under font, you can change the font of the text that you write, just like we have it here. So let's say format, you can change the font of it. This is after narrow now. You can change it to whatever you think you want to change it to. Let's say, okay, we want to change it to, yeah, you see, the format change, right? So you can do many other things from this one. You can change the format, you can change many things from here. So that's on the format side of things. Let me take it back to what it was before. Yeah. So you can make it even bold. Say you want to make it bold, you can click on this B to make it bold. You want to make it what is it called? Italic, you can make it italic. You want to even give it underline, you can do that, and to add underline to it. So those are the things, those are the things under what? Under fonts. So there's more to fonts. You can click on this, quickly click on this, and it will change the format of what you have in your cell actually. So you see, once I'm clicking on this, is making the format to be bigger. So once I click on this small a right here, is making it to be smaller, right? So that's how it all works actually. That's how it all works. So I will quickly delete this, take it off. Then you can even paint here the particular cells or a group of cells that you highlight. Let's say we highlight something like this. I click on it and I highlight it up, down. Yeah, I can paint it to whatever color I want to paint it to. So it's not a magic. It's something that from just clicking and dropping, it's possible to, it's very easy to, and easy to work with, and it's possible. So a particular, maybe you have text and you want to, maybe you want to change the color of that text, you can do it here. You can do it here. You can change it to red or change it to any color that you think is okay for you. Now I change it to yellow. So that's how it all works. So then under fonts, that's that under fonts. And at the same time, let's say we have a cell like this, many cells like this, and we want to add border to it. There's thick border, there's outside border. So I'm going to add outside border to this. So if you notice very well, all these cells now, there's something that is put, like there's more thick uh shape. It's like as if it's inside shape now, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's as if it's now inside shape. So what we call this is, we call it what? We call it border. So you can do any type of borders. So let's say we have thick border. Now it's even more, make it more pop out. So this is border. So let's go back to it. So we can say, okay, it should be below. It can be bottom border. It can be top and bottom border. Let's say top and bottom border. You see, it's up and down. There's nothing for the left side and right side. So that's how it works. So we should explore this. Then at the same time, we have something that we call alignment. So what I mean by alignment is, I will quickly do something right now. Don't worry. I will quickly do something. Don't worry. I'll get to how I was able to merge all this together. So let's say, okay, I'll use Bisola. Bisola is on my screen. So yeah, we have Bisola, and you can see that Bisola is down right here. So, but what if we want to put Bisola in the middle or at the top? So we can quickly come to under this alignment and click on it. So it moves Bisola up. So let's say maybe we want it to be in the middle of what we are doing. It can be. So maybe we want it to be to the side. It can be to the right side as well, or to the middle as well. We can say, okay, you want it to be down, to the left, to the right. So this is you shifting things all around, right? You can even use, okay, we want it to be counter distant, counterclockwise, or you want it to be angle clockwise, or you want it to be vertical text, which means that it's going to be on a straight line, or you want it to be rotate, and so on and so like that. So there are many ways that you can achieve all this. Let's say we want to clear this. Let's just clear it and go back to writing our Bisola. So that's for Bisola actually. So okay, we still have it normal listing. So we want to take it back to how it's supposed to be. So we can say counterclockwise. So when we do that, so it returns Bisola to how it's meant to be. So then you can say, okay, Bisola self should have space in between it or something like that. So it works. It works the way we want it to work. All these things are clicking and doing all these things. So these are the basic of Excel that the skill is so essential that when we learn it, all the other things that we think is hard or might seem hard in Excel, we can really become simple because these are the basics. And once we understand the basics, so that's why I mentioned it when I started this, when we started that. We should pay more attention to today's class and the next two class. The reason for that is that it's going to set the foundation for everything that we are going to be doing for the subsequent class. So then I did something earlier. I merged many cells together. I'm still going to explain what cells means, but for now, just let me have my this thing. So let me just use it. I'm still going to explain what cells means. So let's say, okay, we have this table, we have these cells. So there's cells, there's like, I'm joining like three, that's 6 cell. So I want to merge it to become one. So you can do merging here. And one beautiful thing about Excel is that uh it's when you overlay on a particular stuff, it gives you doc string. What did I mean by doc string? Doc string is what you can see here. We are reading here. You see merge and center. What it's trying to say is that it combine and center the content of a selected cell in a new larger cell. So it's combine these many cells together and make it a big one cells. So if I click on this merge, it's going to now merge all those 6 cells into one. So if I type anything into it, so it make it what? It make it one. So that's about that for now. So what I want to do again is that I want to show us different type of merge that we have. So you see we have merge across. So what merge across does is that if you notice very well, we have you notice that the only thing that this one is merging is that it's removing the line in between. So it makes this J cell J3 and cell I3. It makes it to become one cells. It merge the 2 cells together. Then for this cell I4 and cell IJ, it makes it together. It make it become one. For the cell I5 and J5, it make it together to become one. Please give me a second, please. Yeah, I'm very sorry. I quickly need to attend to something. So I was talking about the cell. So we are merging two cell on horizontal line, sorry, on a vertical line. So we are merging them together. So that's what this merge across is doing. So then we have, let me go to take it back to how it was. Okay. Then we have what we call merge cells. So what this one is doing is that it's just merging the cells. Let's say, okay, we want to bring in new cells together. So you want to say, okay, merge cells. So this one too, it just merge the cells, just like the one that we did earlier. Then we have unmerge. So maybe we want to unmerge a particular cells. We can do that by clicking on that unmerge. So if I click on this unmerge, it's going to merge the particular distance. So let's say I click on this and I unmerge this as well. You see, it's Bisola is in the middle before, but Bisola is now in E3. So Bisola is now in E3. So that's how merging works. Then we have what we call numbers. Under this number, basically what this is doing is that we use it to change a particular data from what it was to another type of what we want it to be or what it should be. Why I said that is because I try to omit something. I don't want to say data type yet because if I say data type, we have to explain what data type is and is actually out of today's scope. So let's just follow the scope of today's class. So that's why I will be using somewhat. In the subsequent class, we might not use that words anymore, but for now, I'm going to be using somewhat. So for this interface, we say, okay, we want to change this thing from numbers. Let's say this is 1000, and we can say 1000 is just 1000, but we want to change it to another thing. Maybe let's say we want to change it to number. So now, as we change it to number, Excel now recognize that, oh, this is a number. It now adds the dots, the two dots to it. Is this calling me? Sorry, please. Into something. So what we are saying, I said this is number actually. So now we've changed it to number. So at the same time, okay, we can change it to even currency. This is where we can do all these things. So it was a number. It was just 1 and 000. But from 1000, we changed it to number. So when we change it to number, it's added dot 020. So which it makes decimal. So we change it to currency now. That now we can see that it add dollar sign to it. We can change the dollar sign actually to maybe naira, depending on the currency that we want to work with. So then we can say, okay, it's not even accounting. So we can say, okay, it's even date, or it's even percentage. We can say even a fraction, or we can even say, oh, it's even scientific stuff. So it's what this is where we can define like let me say uh, we can define something, we can modify it to whatever we want to modify it to. So let's say, okay, text text. So this is text. So we can say, oh, let me say, yeah. So yes, let's say, okay, we want to change this to what it's meant to be. So this is text. So if I click on percentage, it will not work. It's not the percentage, but because actually the thing is text actually. It will not work, but we can still say, oh, just click on it for just for showing sake. Actually, that's why I'm doing that. So uh, we go back to the 1,000 that we were talking about the other day, the other time that we are using as an example. So this is where you can change it. Maybe you want to change the what is it called, the currency. This is where you can by clicking on this you can change the percentage as well. By clicking on this comma, by reducing, you can use this to reduce the decimal point at the back of it actually. So these are the things that we can we can use for our analysis. Then we'll call something conditional formatting. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is this in this? Sorry. Okay. So they are numbers actually. They are numbers. So we change them to be number. So they are numbers, and we want to do conditional formattings. We want to do for the one that are greater than 5 or something. Let's say conditional formatting. So if on that we are still under OMO for you to know how many things that we can do actually do. So from this highlight cell rules, you can say, okay, click on greater than. So when you click on greater than, so anything that is greater than 3, just give me another color. You see, it's changed. This is where you can do all these things. So you are going to see the usefulness of all these things later. But what we are basically doing now is I'll still say it again, the interface, the Excel interface introduction. So that's basically it. So I'm going to delete this. Then we can see format as table. So this is where you can format maybe your this thing as table as well. So then we have set style, we have insert, we have many other things right here. So then we have predefined function. We have predefined function that is already stored in Excel memory. Then we have maybe you want to do drop down, you want to do drop left or something like that. So we are still going to use this. I think when we get into using all this, we are going to see the usefulness of it. But it's better that we know that, oh, Excel, by clicking on this, Excel can do all this. Then we want to do sorting and all as well. So maybe find and something as well. So you can do find here, you can do replace here. So let's say I want to do find 1,000. So I can say I want to find 1,000. So if I do find next, so I'm going to see the 1,000. That's one thing about find. Then another thing is that if I click on replace, so if I say, oh, it's 1,000 I find the other time, right? Then I want to replace it. I want to replace it with 3,000. So when I replace it with 3,000, I say replace. So you notice that without me having to do too much, so our 1,000 is now what? Is now 3,000. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
For sure. The thing is, I'm
Yeah.
unable to like zoom my screen very well, so it's not making me see the stuff very well.
Oh, you can utilize the recording later, actually. So
Okay.
yeah, you can utilize the recording, and maybe on the subsequent class you can use bigger screen, maybe your laptop or something, or if you just want to maybe get your
Okay.
laptop or something, you can. Yeah, but for now, you can still utilize the recording, go back to the recording and rewatch the video. It will help. So that's for now. So just imagine you have thousands of data and you want to say, okay, you want to change, maybe you have thousands of data and there's a particular company that is its name is Rasmed, but they've now changed to another name. So instead of you having to be looking for Rasmed up and down, we can just replace the Rasmed using that find using this button and do replace, and you replace, let's say 3000. Let's say 3000. So, and you want to replace 3000 with what? You want to replace 3000 with 119,299. So you can quickly click on replace all, and it's going to replace everywhere that the data is RASMET. It replaces it to the new name that they are bearing. So it's you working smart with Excel actually. So that's I think for now basically that's all on Excel interface on the home tab. Then we have insert tab. So have it at the back of your mind. Home tab is very important. Is majorly where you are going to be spending most of your time in Excel. Insert tab as well. So this insert tab is when it gets advanced. So this is where you insert pivot table, recommend pivot table, or maybe Microsoft Form picture. Maybe you want to bring in picture. Let me go and bring in a particular picture. Let's say, yeah, I want to bring in picture from my computer. So let me bring in one of my, okay, let me bring in this, or one of the reports that we made in Excel. So see this report. You will not believe that we made this in Excel actually. So by the end of this program, I believe everybody will be able to do this in Excel. So you see, it's just a picture now, right? It's not dynamic, but I'm just showing you how to bring picture into your Excel. You get how to bring picture into your Excel. So I'll delete this, just an example. It's just an example. So you can bring in shapes. Let's say, okay, you want to bring in shapes. You can bring in shapes into your into your Excel. So then at the same time, you can bring in what? You can bring in icon. So maybe you're looking for a particular icon, you can bring it in. Then you can bring in text as well. 3D model, smart all. You can bring a lot of things. Checkbox, you can do that. You can bring them in. So let's say, okay, I like this and I bring in my checkbox. So you see, you can bring them in. So maybe you want to introduce checkbox into your Excel. So that's how interesting it is to work with Excel. So you can bring in what? You can bring in a recommended chart and some other things as well. So under insert, then under draw, you can do a lot of other things as well. I don't know why you want to draw something in Excel, but you can, for you to know that many things is possible in Excel. Then we have page layout, how you want the page to be laid out. We are still going to go deep into this later on. So then we have what we call formulas. So formulas, under formula function, under formula tab, we can insert new functions. We have some auto predefined function actually, predefined function that has been already installed into into Excel. So we have the likes of standard deviation, sort, sum, average, and all. We are still going to go deep into this. Don't worry about it. We are going to break it down for us to get used to it. Then we have the recent use function. We have financial function for those that study finance. As I open this function now, you are going to be familiar with some things like price, rate, received, and all those things. So for you to know that Excel is very, very wide. Excel have about 5,000 something function already predefined into Excel. So it's for you to pick the one that you need for a particular reason why you are learning the Excel. So there's logic function, there is text function, there is date and time function, there's lookup function, there's even math and trigonometric function. So like cosine, tan, and all those things. There are more functions actually. Statistical function, engineering function, group function, information function, capability function. So most of those functions that you have to write, you have to take 2-3 days to do calculation of some engineering calculation and all those things. Excel will do it for you, which with just some few click. Then yeah, that's basically it. What I think is really relevant to us in Excel. So note it that I mentioned it that home is very important, insert tab is very important. The next one that is highly important is data tab. So data tab is where majority of things happen. You bringing in data into Excel, bringing in data from text, from website. Maybe let's say you search for top 10 artists in Nigeria, or top 10 artists in clinical, or the world population by country. So you see that you are going to have it like a table view when you browse for it. So that table view, you can actually connect your Excel to that table view on website and bring it into your what's it called, your Excel. So we are still going to demo that when we get to connecting um, connected to data on our curriculum. So you can bring in data from table and range. We are going to talk about what range and table means. You can even bring data from picture. Maybe you have data on a picture. You want to bring it into Excel. You can do that, recent and all those things. So that's basically it. You can do sortings. You can do many beautiful things. You can even do stock. Maybe you do stock exchange. You can connect to a particular stock and analyze their data for that particular stock. Let's say maybe what is this stock again? Or ARM stock and all those stock. You can get their data here from stock and also all sort of things. There are some advanced, there are some text to column and all those things. So we are going to go deep into it later on. Actually, then we have what we call review. So and we have what we call view. We are going to work with all this view as well. So don't worry about this because I don't think you are going to have it on your Excel when you open your Excel. So for those that their laptop might not be able to work with Excel, uh, there's what we call Google Sheets. So basically, if you go to Google Sheets, I will send, please, someone should remind me, someone to remind me of after this class that I want to send link to Google Sheet, or you can quickly just search for Google Sheet. So you can use Google Sheet in replace of Excel. Although, although Google Sheet might not, Google Sheet will not and cannot actually replace Excel in the real sense of it. But think about Google fashion of Gmail fashion of our Outlook. Maybe if you know about Outlook, so it's just Gmail Google version of Excel. So it's on websites. You can just use it on cloud, but you don't have many capacity like Excel. But you can still use it to a very great to a very great extent. There are some company that majorly what they use is Google Sheet. So it's an added skill if you utilize it. As you are even using Excel, you can still sometimes be diversified. You get use Google Sheet sometimes, use Excel sometimes. So that's that for now. So I'll quickly go to move to the next things to talk about, which I'm going to be explaining everything that you can see here, everything that you can see here. So right here is what we call reference. Right here is what we call reference. And if you notice very well, notice this A1 very well. Can we all see my cursor? If you can't talk, you can use emoji. Can we all see my cursor? Can you see A1?
Yes.
Okay, so if you notice very well that when I click on another thing, that A1 changed to what?
C2.
Yeah, so that means that everything that you can see on this Excel, starting from this A and 1, any other things that you can see here, they have their unique identifier. They have something that we call reference. You are referencing them, and to know which one you are clicking on, which one is maybe if I say Absalam, go to B2, you'll be like, where is B2, where is B2, where is B2? But all you need to do is B and 2. What is the intersection of B and 2? Okay, B, this is B, then B is coming, then I'll count B, 1 2. So from the side, then that's B2. So if I click on B2, this is B2. So So interjection of rows and column, where they interject. That's what we now call what? We call cell in Excel. Think about it like normal cell, yeah, the kg in a cell. So that's what it basically means. It's cell. Interjection of what? Interjection of the interjection of horizontal, let's say horizontal and vertical. When they are coming, they now meet at a particular point, and when they meet, they lock. So that's how it was. So this is A1. So if I click on this, without me looking at the top here, without me looking at the top, I know that, oh, I'm clicking on F10. So if I click on this, I know that I'm clicking on F9. So if I click on G, I know that I'm clicking on what? I'm clicking on G2. So without me saying it, where is my course? Where am I clicking on right now?
J6.
Yeah. So I'm clicking on what? I'm clicking on J6, and I want to show us something. So we have 600 here, but I don't want to type 600 here. I want G6 to be referencing A1. So all I need to do is just go here and click on A1 and click enter. So once I click on is equal to A1, you see, it's now giving me what? It's giving me 600. But when I click on that 600, what I can see here in the formula bar, that what brings me to the formula bar, is what is A1. It's the formula, not what A1 is all about. So, when we are not overlaying on it, what we can see is 600. But when we overlay on it, what we can see here is what is A1. Is A1. So from here, from this place now, everything that you can see here is what we call formula. So everything that you can see here is what we call formula. So we are saying that, oh, if we start writing something here now, we say this times, let's say G6 multiplied by what? Multiplied by A1. If we click enter, it's going to multiply this G6, whatever that is in G6, it's going to multiply it with A1. I want to show something. Let's say in this A1 now, I change it to 400. If I click enter, what is here is going to change as well. Can we see it? I hope we are following me, right?
Yes.
So you see that when I change what is in A1, let's do it again. So I want to change what is in A1. I want to change it to 900. Or let's say I change it to 90. Immediately I click enter, it's going to change for that one that is referencing. And the calculation too as well is going to change. Now we are doing 90 times 90. What if I say this is equal to this and I click enter? So it's going to give me error because there's a problem here. One is overlapping each other because one is referencing one is as a result of one is minusing one. So there's a conflict, there's a mathematical conflict there. It's as if you are saying the final result it's as if you are saying, oh, my final result should be multiplied by the beginning of the mathematics problem. So it's what we are doing here is literally mathematics, actually. So it's literally mathematics. It's just mathematics. So I believe we get what I'm trying to say in essence, that Excel, in as far as Excel is concerned, it's reference each other. All these cells that I'm clicking on, they have their unique identifier. They have something that is unique to them. On A7 now, if I put 7 here, so J7 is J7. There's nothing that can change it. There's nothing that can change J7. If I click on this and drag J7 down, this is no more. This is A8. This is A9, this is A10. At the back end of Excel, they all have what we call unique identifier. So one cell cannot have two cells cannot have one unique identifier. It's not possible. That's why it's possible for you to multiply one thing by referencing them. So if you change something on a particular thing that you are trying to do, it affects the other one. Does that make sense? Hello, are we together?
Yes.
Yeah. So a quick question. I want to ask this question. I said cell is what? I said cell is something. I said cell is something. What did I call cell?
You said
The cell is
cell is the horizontal and the vertical coming together, like joining together.
Yeah. Yeah. So
no.
it's intersection of horizontal, something that's coming from up, and something that is going on a straight line. So where they interject, so where that's what we call cell. So and you can see it that C C is coming straight down, then 3 is going like this, and where C and 3 join together is what we now call what? C3. Does that make sense to us? Are we on the same page?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think for now, to be honest with myself, basically this is all I think we need to know now on the Excel interface. So I think now, even if you don't have any, even if you've never opened Excel before, I think by now you should be able to say, oh, I know this thing in Excel. Oh, Excel can do this. Excel can do this. Excel can do this. If I even at all, even if you say, oh, I know that Excel is referencing each other. I know what cell is now. I know that if I put something here and I change it to affect the other place. I believe I'm making sense.
Yes. Very well.
Yeah, so that's that about that. Um, we are going to meet on Sunday evening. So Sunday evening, uh, there's a high possibility that I'll be handing the class over to the Excel master himself, which is Paul. Paul, will be taking us through the journey of Excel and all those. So, and you'll be seeing more of Paul around the Excel and all. So, and me as well, actually. Then you are free. I want to say it and say it loud. You are free to uh, text me, to DM me, to maybe you are trying to practice your Excel stuff and all those things, and you are having issue. You are free to DM me. You are free to ask me question. You are free to utilize the group, although we are still going to create another group that we are going to move people to, or we change. We don't know yet what we are going to, yes, but we are still going to work around the group. So there are some people that they are not with us on the program, so uh, we can we can we can know people that are with us actually. So I'll stop the recording. So please, like I said, the recording are going to be sending to our mail actually, but like I said, we are paying for all these things that we are using. Literally, it's not free. For those that know why this program comes to stand in the first place, is although we are paying, but it's more of like we are doing it out of we want people to have skills that is necessary for them to have. So it's not to raise this thing. And the reason why we attach price to it is because of the other people that we are going to be bringing on board. So please do your part uh, by making the necessary payment and doing the necessary things. So for us to have smooth operation. Thank you. And for the recording, we are going to create a repository. Everybody mail is going to link to it. Please, let's cultivate the habit of checking our mails time to time. I've sent nothing less than 2 mail to us today, and I can say it for the fact that majority of us on this call, uh, we've not checked it. So please, we should check. We should have the habit of checking our mails, and so that's where we'll be sending our assignment. That's what we are going to be using to submit our assignment and all. So because literally, I'm sending message to a lot of people, so you don't expect me to be typing it one by one. We have to automate it. Yeah. So I automate most of those messages. So the way I can do it better is to communicate with us on mail. So let's cultivate the habit of replying or checking the mails and all those things. And yeah, so it makes my life more easier. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording. So, and I'm going to send it to, I'm going to create the repository. So then I'm going to make our final decision before the next class. But please, if you've not paid, pay because our final decision might be that we are not going to send the recording to those that have not paid. I don't want to be so harsh on us because I understand the situation. I'm there actually. I've been there and I'm there. So to make it easier for us, please let's just do the necessary. Thank you. I'll stop the recording. So if you have any question, yeah, we are actually on